All right, so the question that you have goes across the top. How does a magnet work? Okay, that goes across the top of the paper. So pretend that's the very top line of the paper, okay? All right, so I'm going to put a header, which is my hypothesis. So each one of the headers that you have in your packet, you will write on your paper. Okay, hypothesis. And then I'm going to write my hypothesis. I think magnets use a force field, right? Force field. Like Star Wars. To attract other metals because blah blah blah, right? Because my hypothesis has to be based on what I've researched, right? So I'm going to make my hypothesis with my research, so it's got to be more than a couple of sentences. Then I'm going to do what's next. What's my next thing? Malia, in your packet. Who has their packet available? Lucas, what's the next one? It's already on your desk. After hypothesis, it's
procedure.
No.
Variable.
Is it? Yeah, variable. Where's research? Oh, so research is supposed to be first. See what happens?
Oh, okay, this is gonna be fun.
I asked. You guys said hypothesis. All right, so my research is first. So I'm gonna write research, and then I'm gonna indent, right? Don't forget the indent. And then I'm going to write all of my research in paragraphs. How many paragraphs did I say at least?
5.
1. No, never said 5.
1.
2 to 3 paragraphs.
Yes, that's what you said. Yeah.
If you have more, write more. 2 to 3 paragraphs. Then it's hypothesis. Okay, I think blah, 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 because okay, what comes after hypothesis? What comes after hypothesis? Lucas?
Variables, then procedure.
Procedure. So I'm going to write the word procedure. Underline it. Start my procedure here. If you're doing steps, do your steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay? Yes? Then what's next?
Materials.
Materials. List my materials. Okay, you can also do 1, 2, 3 or little bullet points on the magnets, paper clips. Yes, you guys can watch this later, so don't stress about not making notes. Okay, then what comes next after materials? Malia.
Data.
My data or observations. Okay, because some of you don't have data in numbers. So you'll pick one. If it's data in numbers like graphs and stuff, then write it there. If it's observations, you're going to list the things you saw. I saw or noticed or watched. Okay?
If you're doing a magnet one, do you put data?
Depends on if your project requires data or just watching stuff. Data is things that you can measure. Numbers, links, stuff like that. That's data. Exactly. So you might have data and observations. Okay? So like Brantley's doing evaporation. observations. So he's going to measure how much water he has left, but he's also going to have observations. So his observations would maybe be like the no, you already went to the bathroom. Get in here. So he will have data in numbers, and he might have observations about maybe what the weather's been like the last couple days, because that makes a difference on evaporation. Okay, what comes after data and observation? Now, this is only after you've done the experiment, which you guys all should be doing this weekend, because your project and your board and everything else is due on when?
17.
Which is what?
Friday.
When?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. So after observation comes what? Daniel.
Observation.
Never mind if you don't know right off the hand. Lucas.
Results.
Results. Okay. What were your results of your experiment? What happened? This is where you're going to write what happened.
What's happening?
What's next? Malia.
Conclusion.
Okay, here you're going to, like we did in our essay, you're going to wrap up your essay.
So that's
And your packet tells you what to write and when to or how to write it.
That's what you have to do?
Pretty much. What, is there anything after conclusion?
Yes.
What?
Display board.
That just shows you how your board needs to be set up. So that's it. Heather.
It's like
Correct. Anything else?
So
Daniel.
that too.
Yeah, on your conclusion, whatever you have in your packet, you're going to write out in a double space, okay, so that I can help you edit it. Double space so we can edit it. Yeah.
For observation or data, like for my project, am I gonna have to have data or observation?
Are you going to be measuring anything? Then that's data. Alexis. Then that's observation. You don't have numbers, right?
Since it's a rough draft, you have to write like this answer on top. You have to put like a little line, then you write data, and then you write all your data down.
Yes.
Okay, so you know. That's what I know. In the final draft too.
You're going to do that in the final draft. Your paper should look just like I did it. You'll have the heading, data and observation, and then you're going to drop down to the next line, and you're going to write your observation.
And then draft has to be typed.
Doesn't have to be typed. No. It can be handwritten. But if you have a computer, you might want to save yourself some time, because that way when I edit it, all you got to go back to is fix your mistakes, and that's it.
That is easier. It's easier because then if on a piece of paper you have to write the whole thing.
Right.
And then you
Right. So then you'll be writing it twice. So the smart thing to do would be to type it once, and then just go back and fix what you did.